So it's a brand new year. It is 2024 and a brand new month as well. So perfect time to sit down and do some planning within our Notions. Grab a drink, maybe a snack, and open up your Notion and let's do some planning together. Hey, what's up? Daniel here. I am back with another Notion video. It has been a while, but it is a brand new year and I have not used Notion that much in 2023 because I had stuff that I was doing outside of the projects and stuff that I had on Notion. So I just really didn't touch it. Now, I did record a video of me organizing my Notion, but I don't like it. So I'm not going to spend all that time editing it and all that stuff. But what I said in it, the big point was it wasn't fitting what I needed. There was a lot of clutter. So I stripped it down. That was something I did before the new year. Now that it is a new year, I have it here and I can sit down and feel not, stressed looking at my Notion. Before we get into this though, Happy New Year. Hope you all had a great Christmas, holiday season, and a great 2023. I know a lot of people were like, yeah, 2023 sucks. But I feel like every year since 2020, everyone's like, well, that year sucked. So hopefully 2024 is good for everybody. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time chatting. I'm going to chat as we go along. I just want to hop right in. All right, so here it is, my homepage. A lot of people are seeing this for the first time because I haven't done a ton of Notion videos, but be prepared because there's going to be quite a few, at least one every month, because I'm going to do a plan with me every month this year. But if you want to know where I got the idea for my homepage, I got it from Alexis Eldridge. She's a great lifestyle content creator here on YouTube. So go check her channel out. She does Notion stuff as well and does Playing With Me's and all that stuff. So you can go check her out. She lives in New York and she's a dancer and I'm a dancer. And I was just like, oh, cool. And then just kind of fell in love with her channel. Very chill. So yeah, go check her out. But I wanted a very minimal setup for my home page, basically, because it's going to be one that I'm probably going to go through a lot of the time. And if it's too cluttered, and I've had one that's super cluttered and it just kind of stresses me out. So this was what I came up with and what I kind of borrowed from Alexis Eldridge and kind of tweaked it to what I need. And this is a page that I really don't want to change all the time. So I have this page locked because of that. But we're going to have to unlock it real quick so I can change December to January. Now that that's done, let's lock it again. I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of time going over my pages and stuff like that, but because we're going to mostly live here in my goals page. Anyways, we're going to start with 2024 goals. So 2023, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to do and didn't pretty much follow through on because I had to get other things right and get focused and kind of feel like I was talking to a friend and she was like, you're the opposite of everybody. Everyone doesn't know what they want to do because they don't have anything that they like to do. They don't have hobbies or they don't feel like they know what they want to do for a long time, right? I have a ton of things that I want to do all the time. So she's like, so I guess you got to just kind of zero in and start doing things. I was like, yeah, you're right. So I spent 2023 doing that. I did some traveling and I did a lot of working. I do gig work, like the shopping and delivering and stuff like that, just to pay bills as I'm getting organized and everything lined up, But yeah, 2024, I feel like everything's going to start to line up because I have plans, I have ideas, and everything's straightened out. I know what I want to do and what direction I want to go in. So I'm very, very happy with that. With that said, let's go ahead and get right into the 2024 goals that I have. So we're going to start with the YouTube stuff because it is going to be a very small goal for this channel and for another channel that I'm starting. So for 2024, for this channel, I want to make 25 videos this year. The reason I'm saying 25 is because that is just about a video every other week. So to me, that is doable. My real ideal goal is weekly, but I know at the beginning it's probably going to have to be every other week until I get the flow going and get a good schedule set and get back in the flow of shooting and editing and all that stuff. And the great thing is, if I do Notion playing with me's every month, I'm essentially cutting it in half. Not perfectly, but almost. Next up, let's do the channel that I haven't launched yet, which is a gaming channel. Now, I did do some gaming on this channel. I did some last year, 2023, and a little bit in 2022 as well, but I decided it needs to be on its own. So that is what is happening. It's moving to a channel called Jackal of Pluto. Now, weird name, I know. It's all based around my favorite show, Psych. It's essentially around one episode as well. But yeah, that is the channel name. It's going to be gaming, and it's going to be like playing simulator games, some horror games, some just pretty much anything, a variety of things, anything that piques my interest. So I'm excited about that. That's going to happen later this month. So I want to post more than once a week on that channel, but I'm going to say a goal is once a week. But because I'm not posting until like a little bit later in the month, we're going to say 50 videos for the year. And while I was typing that goal out, I decided to just take the make out of this one, just being OCD. So now I do have a business that I want to launch. There's been a lot of stuff that I've been trying to really like nail down exactly the direction and the really fine details of everything. So I think I've nailed the name, have a very good idea of direction. So now I just need to go through all the processes, building the systems, building the website, figuring out how I'm going to market it, launch it, all that stuff. That is what needs to happen. So my goal for the business is simple. Launch it. I'm looking at this after I typed it, and it seems like a super easy goal, but there's just so much to it. And I'm also very OCD about things, so it seems easy, but it's definitely going to take a while for me to get to a point where I feel comfortable, or at least as comfortable as you're going to be launching a business. Just launch the damn thing. So one thing that I've really fallen out of after kind of like closing my other business I had, which was a dance studio, and moving out of town and all that stuff, and especially since 2020, I've just developed a lot of really unhealthy habits, and they're extremely difficult to break. So what I want to do for the year, and this is going to be super vague, is I just want to create some healthy routines. Nothing specific. And I just want routines that are healthy. Getting up at the same time in the morning, getting to bed at a decent time, getting enough sleep, eating healthier, exercising. I think the more and more I do those things and consistently, those habits will be there. They'll turn into routines, and it'll be so easy for me to just do them. And I won't be tempted to just grab something unhealthy to snack on, like, Pop-Tarts or chips or Slim Jims or an entire pizza from the gas station uptown. I wish I was joking on that last one, but I've definitely downed a few pizzas from there recently. So, all right. So this next one that I was thinking, and it's something that I've been doing just very, very slowly this year. I just want to kick it in high gear. I want to downsize, but I want to upgrade. What I mean by that is I want to get rid of stuff that it just is clutter at this point, but there's some stuff that I do need. So I don't want to go on like a spree of just like not spending money, because there are definitely things that I need to spend money on. Good example here is the setup that you guys can't see because I'm using it. The camera I have is great. The stand that I'm using to be able to talk to you and everything is the tripod I need to film things that is not at this desk. So I need stuff like a desk mount for this camera, so I don't have to use and rig up a tripod just to film videos like this. And then on top of that, I really don't spend money on clothes or honestly really anything outside of tech. So getting rid of some of those clothes that I don't wear anymore or are starting to get worn out, and then going and getting nicer clothes that I can wear on a daily basis and switch out and have more variety of clothes is what I'm trying to say here. I definitely have some storage lockers that need some stuff gone out of it and it be organized, but that's a whole nother conversation. So now I want to talk about something else. I want to add a new section actually to this for 2024. Going to be a little bit different. Let me type it and you'll see. I have a lot of stuff on my bucket list for life in general, right? But having a bucket list for that's a yearly bucket list, and it could be things that I've done before, but I think having one like this is a good way of like keeping in the back of my mind, like, hey, you enjoy doing these things, you want to do these things, so make it a point to set time and money, if need be, aside to do this. I'm going to have basically a bucket list for 2024. One of the things that in 2023 that I didn't do, that I usually do, is go to a St. Louis Cardinals game. Now, I could blame part of me not going to a Cardinals game on the Cardinals just, not wanting to play baseball. But I had the time and I had the money to do it. I should have done it. I just never did, right? So this year, I'm going to make it a point to get to a Cardinals game. Not only do I want to go to a Cardinals game, but there's another sport in St. Louis that I have gone to a game before, but only one. So I'd love to get a second game in for the St. Louis Blues. So I feel like it's a little bit harder to go to a hockey game than it is a baseball game. When it comes to a Cardinals game, you can get pretty cheap tickets and good seats. And they also have kind of a monthly subscription ticket type thing, and it's a standing room only type of deal. But you can get into any game during the month when you pay that certain amount. That was awesome to have. Just to be like, yeah, I think I'm going to go to a Cardinals game today. The Blues don't have something like that, unfortunately, at least that I know of. I might check that out, but hockey games tend to be a little bit more expensive. But having a Blues game on my bucket list for this year, I think will keep that in my mind of like, be prepared to go. So keeping along with the St. Louis sports theme here, you can't tell I like sports, especially St. Louis sports. St. Louis got a Major League Soccer team this year, or 2023 they did. I feel like every week I was looking at games on which ones I could go to and trying to get people to go and everything, and just never made it. Tickets were so expensive because it was their inaugural year. So all the tickets were pretty high up there. But in 2024, I want to make it to a game. They look like an absolute blast to go to. So I want to go to a St. Louis City SC game. I promise this next one is away from sports. Now, I haven't been to a concert since 2019, I believe, and it was in Memphis. So this year, I have some good reasoning to believe that there's going to be some people that I want to go see perform, and I miss going to a concert. So this year, I want to make sure I get to a concert. Again, I know of a few artists that haven't announced they're going on tour, but there's all the telltale signs that they're going to. So I know a few that I would love to go to, and I'm definitely going to make one of them. So kind of getting away from events for the next one, one of my favorite things to do, and it's kind of just random, but it's to car camp. I didn't do any of that in 2023. So I have a friend that has a van, and I saw her the other week, and I was like, we should do a trip. You get your van, let's get a group of us, I'll get my car, and maybe we get a tent or something like that as well. And let's get a small group of us and take a road trip. And let's go to like Eastern Tennessee or like Asheville area, and let's do a camping trip and camp in the car, van, tent, whatever we want to do. Just do a quick little camping trip. There's also a trail that we tried to go to. There was a small group of us that did something similar to this, but we didn't camp. We got an Airbnb, but we found a trail that we weren't able to finish and get to basically the point of interest because, well, it started raining. So we had to, and we were on a mountain, so we had to just turn around and head back to the car. But yeah, we've both talked about we want to go back and get to that point because it's a crashed airplane up in the mountains, up in the Smoky Mountains. So I want to do a car camping trip, and it doesn't have to be like with a group of people, but I think that would be so much more fun having a group of us go. All right, so I'm going to do these last two because I have two more. I'm going to do these last two back to back really quickly. I'm just going to type them up, put them on screen, and then we're going to talk about them. All right, so Halloween Horror Nights, Halloween in Salem. So I did that this year. So I went to my first Halloween Horror Nights this year in Orlando, and I had a blast. I've been wanting to go for so many years that it was just getting to a point where I was like, there's no more putting this off. And then when they announced for 2023 that The Last of Us was going to have a house, which is a video game that turned into a TV series for HBO. It's one of my favorite video games. And then they announced Stranger Things season 4 was going to have a house. I was like, if I have to go by myself, I'll go by myself because I'm not missing it this year. I miss one of my favorite horror films is Halloween, you know, with Michael Myers and all that stuff. And they've had so many houses over the past like few years. And then this year they didn't have it because there wasn't a movie or anything. And I'm like, I miss all the Michael Myers houses. So I'm not missing The Last of Us and I'm not missing Stranger Things season 4. So I went and I had a blast. It rained half the time, but it was so fun. I'm not even a big like haunted house person either, but the theatrics of it and the set design and stuff like that, I just geeked out over. So it was really fun. I think it turned me into a Halloween Horror Nights lifer. I think I'm going to go every year until I can't stay up that late anymore. So, which could be pretty soon because I am pretty old. But I loved it. And then the other thing that I did this year was Halloween in Salem. Now, a little asterisk on that. It wasn't exactly Halloween. It was the weekend before Halloween. So I had some friends that moved up there and I ended up taking a road trip up there and spent, I think it was like a month and a half in New England. And while up there, we went to Salem. And like I said, it was like the weekend before Halloween. And it rained then as well. Just my luck, you know, have Halloween Horror Nights, it raining, and then Salem and it's raining. But it was fun, even with all the rain. And it was one of those things where we almost went back because we were like, oh, that was a bad first experience. So, but I think we're going to make it into a yearly thing. But I will say this. Salem was packed when we were there. And it was raining and it was still just like a madhouse. And of course it was like bright and sunny the next day, but we spent the day in Boston. So that was pretty cool. So we got to take advantage of the sun, just not on the day that we preferred it to be on. But hopefully this year it'll be different and we won't have rain in Salem when we go. And same thing for Halloween Horror Nights. Hopefully there's no rain then either. All right. With 2024 goals and bucket list out of the way, let's do monthly goals and finish this out. So January goals. So I think I'm going to keep in like the flow of what I did for 2024 goals. So let's do this channel first. So to keep in track with doing 25 videos a year, I think for January, I'm going to say 2 videos this month. I think getting 2 videos is going to be pretty easy. So when it comes to the Jackal of Pluto channel, like I kind of mentioned earlier, I'm going to launch that this month, a little bit later in the month. So I really don't want to put a goal when it comes to like how many videos I do. So I think the goal is just going to be to launch the channel. So next up will be more about the business. So I think this one is I want to build the systems for the business. Like, okay, so if someone reaches out to me and wants a video done or photos done, what is that process? I want to kind of have that built up this month. Okay, this next one, I'm just going to type out and put it on the screen. And then we're going to talk about it because this is me just let me get on the screen. Okay, I put 2. I lied. It wasn't just 1, it was 2. So I want to book an eye appointment and get contacts. So you know that trip I was talking about where I went to New England? Well, because I was there for so long, I didn't think through that my contacts were going to expire while I was there. So I'm there, and because I'm on a road trip and everything, I didn't want to spend the money, since I have glasses, on an eye appointment and contacts. So I was like, I'll just wait until I get back. Well, I've been back since mid-November, and I have yet to do any of those things. So, and I have a little bit of eye sensitivity to like light and stuff, and then the glasses just make it worse. So driving at night is just the absolute worst. So I think January is going to have to be that month for me to do that. I was about to call it done for goals and everything, but I realized I forgot something. So, you know, if you have an Apple Watch, they release every month like your goal to finish for the month. And I want to complete those monthly goals this year. I had that goal last year and it just failed absolutely miserably. So this year, and I'm going to do it. So I haven't even looked at this one. So my January challenge is to close my move ring 15 times. I think I can do that. So we're going to add that. So when we meet back here for the February plan with me, that should be done, especially because one of the videos I'm prepping for this channel involves me doing that. Before we finish this plan with me, I want to hop into the vision board because I want to talk about it real quick. This is something that I did last year. And the video that I built this in is actually on my page now. It's from February of last year, I believe. And honestly, all of this still stays true. I want to go on more trips, do some car camping. You know, I talked about that earlier. I want to go on that trip, get some habits in, some healthy habits, some healthy routines. That's working out, closing some rings and all that stuff, spending time with friends, spending time outside, working, building this channel, the Jack of Pluto channel and the business. I think this all stays true. I don't think there needs to be any changes here. So we're going to keep it. I will say, when it comes to all of this, I think all this is something that I'm going to easily be able to do this year. Just because, like I said, I have that focus, I have that plan in mind. One thing that I really want to do is connect with friends more. I have a tendency of getting hyper focused on stuff. So I end up working and don't do enough things with other people, and I end up being secluded, which just ends up burning me out. Then I hate everything. So having the time away from work would help with burnout. All right, so that is it. I think my year goals are really good. My bucket list is really good. My goals for this month are really good. We didn't do planning outside of the goals, but I feel like a lot of my month is going to be a lot of working and shooting some YouTube videos for this channel and then Jack of Pluto channel, and then getting stuff together for the business. I do have a video shoot for the business this month, so super excited about that and the videos that I have planned. So I think on that, I think we're going to end this. So thank you for watching. If you like these type of Notion videos and you like tech and lifestyle type of videos, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. And hit the like button if you liked this video. Comment what are some of your goals for 2024 and for the month of January. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights was a blast, but it just kept raining. And I went to go get a poncho, like a rain poncho, and I'd put it on, and then the rain would stop, and then I would get hot, so I'm like, take, because it's Florida, and then I would take it off, and then like within a minute of me taking my backpack off, getting the poncho off, wringing it out, folding it up, putting it in my backpack, and putting the backpack back on. Then it start raining again. Then I have to take the backpack and go through that whole process, but in reverse. And then it was just constant all night long with that process. But I would do it all over again. I had a blast at Halloween Horror Nights. So I can't wait to go back this year. Eventually I want to make it to the one in LA.